For decades, the common wisdom has promoted relentless activity as the ultimate elixir for maintaining youthfulness and vitality. We've been told to walk more, stride further, and rack up steps as if each heel strike were a deposit in the bank of eternal youth. It's been heralded as a simple, accessible exercise that keeps the body in shape, supports cardiovascular health, and even uplifts the spirit. This narrative, while well-intentioned, often overlooks a crucial truth: the nuanced needs of our bodies as we gracefully navigate the passage of time, particularly after reaching the septuagenarian mark. During this remarkable phase of life, our physical capacities naturally begin to evolve. The youthful vigor of relentless pounding pavements might give way to subtle aches, stiffness, or a quiet weariness that whispers, perhaps there's a gentler path. It becomes not just beneficial, but essential to adjust our approach to movement and well-being. Rather than focusing solely on the sheer quantity of steps taken each day, the emphasis should thoughtfully shift toward the quality of movement, the holistic well-being of the individual, and the judicious management of our finite physical resources. Consider Alara, a woman who, at 72, lived by the adage of a walk a day keeps the doctor away. She'd trek miles, rain or shine, believing it was her only shield against the inevitable decline. Yet, her knees ached, her back often stiffened, and a lingering fatigue often shadowed her evenings. Her spirit, though resilient, yearned for a different kind of vibrancy, one that didn't constantly push against the growing protests of her joints. Her story, like many others, highlights that while walking is indeed a valuable form of exercise, for some, excessive walking can sometimes do more harm than good as the body ages. As our bodies mature, joints become more susceptible to the accumulated wear and tear of a lifetime, making them prone to conditions like arthritis or increased sensitivity. The repetitive impact of walking long distances, especially on hard surfaces, can aggravate these conditions, leading to persistent pain, discomfort, and even inflammation that undermines the very vitality we seek. Furthermore, as balance and reflexes subtly diminish with age, the risk of falls, a serious and often debilitating concern for the elderly, can increase when undertaking longer, more demanding walks, particularly on uneven terrain. It's important to recognize that at this stage of life, energy conservation and the thoughtful allocation of physical effort become paramount. Rather than expending extensive time on walking alone, older adults may discover profound benefits from engaging in activities that offer higher returns on energy expenditure. These alternatives not only help maintain and even enhance physical fitness, but also significantly elevate the quality of life by targeting specific areas that walking might not address as effectively. Such activities can dramatically improve strength, flexibility, balance, and mental well-being, all of which are undeniably vital for maintaining independence, fostering a sense of capability, and promoting overall health and joy in the years ahead. This journey is not about giving up movement, but rather embracing a wiser, more enriching approach to living actively. Alara had always been a walker. Her daily routine, etched into her very being since her youth, revolved around long, brisk walks through the local park, often covering several miles before noon. She took pride in her stamina, the rhythmic swing of her arms, and the feeling of her lungs expanding with each breath. She had seen her parents and their friends slow down, their steps shortening, their movements becoming more tentative, and she had vowed to herself that she would defy that trajectory, clinging fiercely to her walking regimen as a bulwark against the perceived ravages of time. Yet, lately, her body had begun to send undeniable signals. A persistent ache had settled into her right knee, a dull throb that worsened with every mile. Her hips felt stiff in the mornings, protesting the simple act of rising from bed. The invigorating energy she once felt after her walks was often replaced by a deep, bone-weary fatigue that lingered through the afternoon. She noticed her balance wasn't as steady as it once was. A slight unevenness in the pavement could send a jolt of alarm through her, a stark reminder of the increased risk of falls she'd read about. She'd confided in her daughter, Clara, her voice tinged with frustration. "It feels like my body is betraying me, Clara. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to, but I'm just hurting and tired." Clara, a physical therapist, listened patiently, her eyes filled with understanding. "Mom," she gently suggested, "what if everything you're supposed to for a 72-year-old is different from what it was at 52? What if the key isn't more walking, but smarter, more targeted movement?" Alara bristled, her ingrained habits hard to shake. The idea of walking less felt like an admission of defeat, a surrender to old age. But Clara persisted, explaining the mechanics of aging joints, the importance of muscle preservation, and the critical role of balance beyond simple ambulation. She spoke of impact, stress, and the body's diminishing capacity for recovery. She argued that true vitality wasn't about outrunning time, but about adapting to its wisdom, about finding joy and strength in new ways. Alara, though hesitant, couldn't ignore the daily discomfort and the gnawing fear of a fall. Perhaps, just perhaps, Clara had a point. The path to enduring vitality might require a change of direction, a reevaluation of what truly served her body and spirit in this unique chapter of her life. The first step was the hardest, acknowledging that change was necessary. Alara reluctantly agreed to Clara's suggestion of incorporating strength training, a concept she'd always associated with burly gym-goers and clanking weights. Clara, however, assured her that starting a strength training regimen didn't require heavy weights or intense workouts. "It's about building a foundation, Mom," gently at first. She explained, arriving with a set of colorful resistance bands and lightweight dumbbells, no heavier than a full water bottle. They began with simple movements: bicep curls with the light dumbbells, seated rows with the resistance band looped around her feet, gentle squats using the back of a sturdy chair for support. Alara was surprised. The exercises felt manageable, even enjoyable, and she quickly realized that the burn wasn't intense pain, but a novel sensation of muscles awakening. This gentle, consistent effort was essential for preserving and building muscle mass, which Clara emphasized plays a pivotal role in maintaining overall health and independence, especially as we age. Strong muscles, she reminded her, are key to preventing falls, which can be a significant concern in later years. And they also contribute to boosting metabolism, helping to manage weight more effectively. As weeks turned into a month, Alara noticed subtle but significant changes. The struggle to open a stubborn jar lid became less of a chore. Getting up from her favorite armchair no longer required a concerted. Her overall sense of stability improved, and the nagging knee pain, while not entirely gone, she realized that strength training also supported bone density, reducing the risk of fractures, and promoted better posture and balance, both vital for everyday mobility and safety. She found herself standing a little taller, moving with a newfound confidence that hadn't been there when she was solely focused on her walking mileage. The benefits of regular strength training extended far beyond just physical strength. Alara felt more energized throughout the day, allowing her to engage more actively in daily activities and enjoy a higher quality of life. The sense of accomplishment that came from seeing her strength improve, from being able to increase the resistance or perform a few more repetitions, greatly enhanced her self-esteem, leading to better mental health and a more positive outlook on life. It was a powerful way to support her independence and overall health, helping her to stay active, confident, and capable in all aspects of life, without the constant strain of excessive walking. With a renewed sense of strength, Alara was more open to Clara's next suggestion: balance exercises. The idea initially seemed abstract. "Isn't walking enough for balance?" she'd asked, but Clara patiently explained that dynamic balance, the kind needed to react to uneven surfaces or sudden shifts, required more targeted training. Balance exercises, she emphasized, are crucial for maintaining stability, preventing falls, and ensuring long-term mobility, especially as we age. These exercises focus on strengthening the muscles and improving the coordination needed to keep us steady on our feet. They started simply. One simple way to begin, Clara demonstrated, was by practicing standing on one leg. Alara would begin by holding onto a sturdy chair or the edge of a countertop for support, gradually building her confidence and strength. As she progressed, she'd try lifting one foot off the ground for a few seconds at a time, slowly increasing the duration. Clara then introduced a playful challenge, trying to remove the support or even closing her eyes for a few seconds to enhance her balance further, always with a hand ready to catch her if needed. Once Alara felt comfortable with these basic exercises, Clara introduced her to a local Tai Chi class. Tai Chi, an ancient Chinese martial art, involved slow, deliberate movements and deep breathing, helping to harmonize the mind and body. Alara found the fluid, almost dance-like motions surprisingly engaging, and the focus on mindfulness calmed her often racing thoughts. She noticed that the deliberate weight shifts and controlled movements in Tai Chi significantly improved her postural stability, reducing the slight sway she'd sometimes experience. The benefits of regular balance exercises extended far beyond just preventing falls. Alara's posture improved noticeably, and she walked with greater certainty, her steps more purposeful. This newfound confidence in daily activities was liberating, and her sense of independence soared. Additionally, these exercises enhanced her body awareness, making her more attuned to how she moved and how her body felt, which was particularly important in avoiding injuries. By incorporating balance exercises into her routine, Alara was making a profound investment in her long-term health and mobility, ensuring that she could continue to move freely and safely as she aged, rather than being limited by a fear of falling. Alara had always considered stretching a perfunctory activity, something she'd occasionally remember to do after a long walk, but never a core component of her fitness regimen. Yet, as she began to feel the benefits of strength and balance, Clara introduced the crucial element of flexibility and range of motion exercises. Maintaining flexibility and range of motion is crucial for overall physical health, particularly as we age, Mom. Clara explained. Flexibility exercises help keep the muscles supple, prevent stiffness, and ensure that the joints remain mobile, allowing for ease of movement in daily activities. Clara explained that over time, without regular stretching, muscles can become tight and shortened, leading to reduced mobility, poor posture, and an increased risk of injuries. Engaging in gentle flexibility exercises was an excellent way to combat this. She showed Alara simple movement, reaching for the sky with her arms, bending sideways to stretch the torso, or slowly bending down to touch her toes, always listening to her body and never pushing into pain. These exercises, Clara pointed out, did not require any special equipment and could be performed almost anywhere, making them incredibly accessible. Alara started incorporating short stretching sessions into her morning and evening routines. She found the gentle movements surprisingly therapeutic. The persistent stiffness in her shoulders, a common complaint after years of carrying a heavy purse, began to ease. She could reach for items on higher shelves with less strain and tie her shoelaces without an awkward struggle. She could reach for items on higher shelves with less strain and tie her shoelaces without an awkward struggle, allowing her to move more freely and with greater ease, significantly reducing the risk of injuries caused by sudden or awkward movements. Moreover, the benefits of stretching extended beyond the physical. Alara discovered that the act of stretching promoted a profound sense of relaxation and stress relief. The gentle elongation of her muscles encouraged the release of built-up tension, soothing both her body and mind. This relaxation effect became a cherished part of her evening wind-down routine, helping to promote better sleep. Incorporating flexibility and range of motion exercises into her daily life was a simple, yet profoundly effective way to enhance her overall well-being, contributing to a healthier, more active lifestyle and a greater sense of bodily ease that her walks alone had never provided. Having embraced physical changes, Alara was now open to exploring the mind-body connection. Clara introduced her to the concept of mindful movement, activities that emphasize the symbiotic relationship between mental focus and physical action. Engaging in activities that emphasize the mind-body connection is a powerful way to reduce stress, elevate mood, and enhance overall well-being, Clara articulated. These practices, such as Tai Chi, which you've started, or Qigong, not only promote physical fitness, but also cultivate a profound sense of inner peace and mental clarity. Alara continued with her Tai Chi classes, and with Clara's encouragement, also began to practice simple Qigong movements at home, guided by online videos. She learned to focus on her breath, to observe the subtle flow of energy within her body, and to move with deliberate, unhurried grace. By focusing on the breath and mindful movement, she could achieve a state of deep relaxation, which significantly lowered her cortisol levels, the body's primary stress hormone. She noticed a remarkable difference in her daily stress levels. The small anxieties that once nagged at her seemed to dissipate with each mindful breath. The most profound impact was on her sleep. For years, Alara had battled restless nights, her mind churning with worries. Now, after an evening of gentle Tai Chi or Qigong, she found herself drifting into a deeper, more restorative sleep, allowing her body to truly rest and rejuvenate more effectively. Furthermore, regular participation in these activities enhanced her concentration and mental focus, making it easier to navigate daily challenges with a clear and calm mind. The emotional regulation she developed enabled her to respond to life's ups and downs with greater resilience and composure, no longer feeling overwhelmed by minor frustrations. Tai Chi, often described as meditation in motion, continued to help harmonize her mind and body. Qigong, an ancient Chinese practice, combined gentle physical movements, breath control, and meditation, promoting the free flow of energy, qi, throughout the body, which she found enhanced her vitality and seemed to ward off the minor ailments that used to plague her. Incorporating these mindful movement practices into her routine led to a more balanced, peaceful, and fulfilling life. As she deepened her practice, Alara found that not only did her physical health improve, but her emotional and spiritual well-being truly flourished, allowing her to greet each day with a serene strength that walking alone could never have provided. Alara had always loved the feeling of water, but her experiences were limited to occasional dips in the ocean or a leisurely float in a pool. Clara, however, suggested aquatic exercise as a vital component of her new routine, highlighting its unique benefits, particularly for aging bodies. Aquatic exercise encompasses a variety of water-based activities that harness the unique properties of water to deliver a low-impact yet highly effective workout, Clara explained. Whether you're engaging in water walking, participating in water aerobics, or swimming, these exercises offer a multitude of health benefits, especially as an alternative to high-impact land exercises. The most immediate benefit Alara discovered was the low-impact nature of water. The buoyancy provided by water supported her body, which significantly reduced the stress placed on her joints and muscles compared to traditional land-based exercises, a welcome relief for her sensitive knees. This made it an ideal choice for her, and for anyone with joint issues or arthritis. The water's gentle resistance created a safe environment that minimized the risk of injury, while allowing for effective muscle strengthening and cardiovascular conditioning. She could move with a freedom and fluidity in the water that had long eluded her on land. Engaging in water-based activities also proved highly effective for improving her cardiovascular health. Water walking and water aerobics elevated her heart rate in a way that felt less strenuous than her previous long walks. The resistance of water forced her heart to pump more efficiently, improving circulation and overall heart function. She found her stamina increasing, and her breath felt deeper and more regulated. Regular participation in these activities contributed to her lower blood pressure readings and an overall sense of improved heart health, reducing her reliance on her walking obsession for cardiovascular fitness. Beyond the physical, Alara found the mental health benefits of aquatic exercise substantial. The calming effect of water, combined with the physical activity, led to a significant reduction in her stress and anxiety. Many people find that exercising in water helps them feel more relaxed and uplifted, and Alara was no exception. The soothing nature of water enhanced her overall mood, provided a sense of well-being, and contributed to even better sleep quality. Regular aquatic exercise became a cherished part of her week, offering a holistic approach to mental health, a joyful escape that strengthened her body without straining it. Alara's journey was not just about changing exercises. It was about adopting a philosophy of mindful adaptation. A crucial lesson she learned from Clara was the absolute necessity of consulting with her healthcare provider before embarking on any new exercise program. This consultation helps ensure that the activities you choose are appropriate for your specific health conditions and personal needs. Mom, Clara had stressed. Alara's doctor, informed of her knee pain and desire for a more joint-friendly approach, had enthusiastically supported her new regimen, offering valuable insights on maintaining bone health and monitoring her progress. As Alara began her new routine, she learned the profound importance of remaining attentive to her body's signals. The old Alara would have pushed through discomfort, equating pain with progress. The new Alara, guided by Clara's wisdom, understood that if she experienced any pain or persistent discomfort, it was essential to stop the activity and allow herself adequate rest. Ignoring pain, she now knew, could lead to injuries or exacerbate existing conditions. So listening to her body became paramount to maintaining long-term health and fitness, prioritizing sustainable well-being over arbitrary fitness goals. Perhaps the most surprising aspect of her transformation was the sheer enjoyment she now found in her movement. Choosing activities that she genuinely enjoyed, like the flowing movements of Tai Chi or the liberating sensation of aquatic exercise, significantly boosted her motivation and adherence to her routine. When she found pleasure in the activities she performed, she was more likely to stick with them and make exercise a regular part of her life. This enjoyment also contributed to a more positive attitude toward physical fitness, transforming exercise from a chore into a source of genuine delight and anticipation. Incorporating a variety of exercises into her routine prevented boredom and kept her engaged. By targeting different muscle groups and incorporating various types of physical activity, strength training for muscle mass, balance exercises for stability, flexibility work for suppleness, mindful movement for mental clarity, and aquatic exercises for low-impact conditioning, she maintained a balanced and effective workout regimen. This variety addressed different aspects of physical fitness and kept her routine interesting and dynamic, ensuring a holistic approach to her well-being. Additionally, he became meticulous about wearing appropriate footwear and clothing, understanding that proper attire helped prevent injuries and ensured comfort, further enhancing her enjoyment and safety within her new, adapted lifestyle. Alara, now 75, walked with a different stride. It wasn't the hurried, determined pace of her past, but a calm, confident gait. Her knees no longer ached with every step, and her mornings were free from the stiffness that once gripped her. Ace of her past, but a calm, confident gait. The fear of falling had largely dissipated, replaced by a quiet assurance in her own stability. She still walked, but not out of obligation. Rather, it was a gentle pleasure, a stroll through the park to appreciate the beauty of nature, punctuated by purposeful movements and mindful moments that enriched her soul far more than any mileage tally ever could. Her days were now a vibrant tapestry woven with diverse activities. 3 times a week, she attended her Tai Chi and Qigong classes, her movements fluid and serene, her mind peaceful. Twice a week, she was at the community pool, reveling in the weightlessness of aquatic aerobics, her body moving with an ease she hadn't experienced in years. Her mornings often began with a series of gentle stretches, and several times a week, she engaged in her strength training routine with her light dumbbells and resistance bands, marveling at the enduring strength in her limbs. She no longer chased steps, but rather chased feelings of strength, balance, peace, and joy. Her physical improvements were undeniable. Her doctor commended her on her improved bone density and muscle mass, noting a significant reduction in her joint inflammation. Her energy levels were consistently higher, allowing her to pursue hobbies she'd long put aside: gardening, painting, and volunteering at the local library. But the most profound transformation was internal. Alara felt a deeper connection to her body, a sense of harmonious partnership rather than a constant battle. She had embraced the natural changes of aging not as limitations, but as opportunities for intelligent adaptation and profound growth. Alara's story became an inspiration within her community. Friends and neighbors, observing her renewed vitality, often asked her secret. She would smile, sharing her journey from relentless walking to the wisdom of walking less and doing these 5 things: strength training, balance exercises, flexibility work, mindful movement, and aquatic exercise. She emphasized that aging wasn't about surrendering activity, but about wisely adjusting it. Her life was a testament to the moral of her story. You have to change your life according to your age, not just in terms of what you do, but how you perceive and nurture your own evolving body. She walked fewer miles, but lived a life far richer in quality, purpose, and vibrant well-being. Alara's journey reminds us that the narrative around aging and exercise needs a thoughtful recalibration. For decades, the emphasis has been on quantity, more steps, more miles, as the sole measure of vitality. However, as Alara discovered, true well-being after 70 lies not in defying the natural changes of the body, but in embracing them with wisdom and adapting our approach to movement. Her story beautifully illustrates that prioritizing quality over sheer quantity and focusing on aspects such as strength, balance, flexibility, mindful movement, and aquatic exercises can profoundly enhance one's ability to enjoy a fulfilling and active lifestyle well into the 70s and beyond. The moral of Alara's story resonates deeply. Oh, you have to change your life according to your age. This isn't a surrender to inactivity, but an intelligent evolution of how we care for ourselves. It's about recognizing that our bodies, after decades of service, require a more nuanced, gentle, and targeted approach to maintain health and independence. By prioritizing activities that truly support our physical and mental well-being, rather than simply replicating youthful routines, we can unlock a new chapter of vitality, confidence, and joy. We hope Alara's journey has provided valuable insights into the importance of quality movement and alternative exercises after 70. What have you learned so far? We'd love to hear from you. Please comment below with one thing you've learned and plan to bring into practice in your life. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your comment below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support helps us bring more content to inspire and guide you on your journey to well-being. Thanks for watching. Hit the bell icon for the daily updates. Please do like, subscribe, and share with your friends.